Welcome to the Mystic Media Channel. I am your host, Ravina Rastaban, aka The Realist Astrologer, and today I'm going to be doing the free reading for the month of October. Now, this free reading is a contest for all of my viewers, so you can leave your information at the bottom of this video. Basically, you can leave your birth date and the birth information for your love interest, and also you can provide a question, but it's not necessary. So if you would like a chance for a free reading next month, just leave a comment below with your information. So let's get started on the reading for October. So let me just read what this young lady has written. I would love to get a free reading of me and this man I've been with for almost 10 years. Wow. We've had such a rocky year, and I must say my rose-colored glasses are off. Neptune in the 5th house. I love him, wanting to work, but it has been challenging, and I can go either way. My birthday is December 16th, 1986, and his birthday is April 11th, 1983. Okay, so she's a Sagittarius, he's an Aries. So basically, in terms of general compatibility, that's really good. And actually, her sun trines his sun, which is very positive for compatibility / synastry. So I'm going to look deeper into this to see if that sun trine sun is enough to sustain this relationship. Now, in terms of numerology, um, she's a 16, which breaks down to 7 in terms of her birth number, and her life path number is a 7 as well. So she's a double 7. So 7s often go through a lot of sorrow and misfortune in life, especially if you're born with the number 16. So you being born with the number 16, you're already set up to experience a lot of disappointment, a lot of misfortune, especially disappointment when your expectations are too high, and you also are prone to disillusionment. You're prone to be in situations where you feel trapped or you feel like you can't see your way out of. Now he's an 11, which breaks down to 2, and his life path is a 9. So with him being 11, he often doesn't know what he wants. He often has this internal conflict thing going on, but he does have a need to always be with a woman. So that's part of the reason why he keeps you, he keeps you in this relationship. So, like I said, with his life path being a 9, he really needs to find himself in this lifetime. So, in the course of him finding himself, he might leave a trail of broken hearts, or people that are just angry with him, or burnt bridges. Now, part of the problem is that your moon is in Cancer and his moon is in Aries. So that's a serious conflict right there between dealing with your basic needs in a relationship and just your basic needs in general and your approach to living, especially in terms of your personal life. So with your moon in Cancer, you need that nurturing, you need that security, you need to always know where he stands. With his moon in Aries, he needs to be fiercely independent. He doesn't like to be held down, and he's not really one to be really trapped into a commitment. So he really needs a lot of space to do his own thing, and he's really self-absorbed. So so your moons square each other. So that's part of the conflict right there. That's part of the reason why the two of you just can't, come together permanently and just make it work. Even though you guys have been together for almost 10 years, that a lot of that deals with your sun and trine to his sun. The trine is a very positive aspect. Also, what keeps you in this relationship is your Saturn is in Sagittarius and it's trine his moon in Aries. So you have a need for adventure, and with his moon in Aries, he provides that for you. But you also have a need for a lot of freedom as well. So his moon in Aries provides that for you as well, because he's definitely not clingy, and he's not the type that is emotionally needy. So this relationship is actually good for your personal growth. It's also good for your spiritual growth. However, we're going to look and see if this relationship is going to last. Now, you do have some aspects that can be very frustrating in this relationship. Your Mercury is in Sagittarius and his Mercury is in Taurus. So Sagittarius and Taurus, they naturally clash. So there's a quincunx, which is a challenging aspect between your Mercury and his Mercury. So that's issues with communication, Also, you're all about, once you feel right about something, you just want to jump in with both feet. However, he'll drag his feet and he's all about taking his time. He's really slow to change and he's very security oriented in terms of the here and now. So he really doesn't want to, upset his status quo. Now, your sun is in Sagittarius and it's in quincunx to his Chiron in Taurus. Now, in my opinion, that is the chief problem right there because Chiron is very stubborn. I always call it the knuckle-headed nigga. Excuse my French, but that's what I call Chiron because Chiron is just that basically it's kind of like an Achilles heel. It's what trips you up. But with his Chiron and quincunx to your sun, that's basically something where you really can't work with. Like he's super stubborn. He's not going to change and he's content with the way things are. So you're really fighting a losing battle with your sun and quincunx to his Chiron. Taurus is a very stubborn, obstinate sign, and it's a sign that does not like change. So with his Chiron and Taurus, anytime he's forced to change, it's painful for him. Now, your Venus is in Scorpio and it's opposing his Mars in Taurus. So there again, that theme of Taurus again. With your Venus in Scorpio, you need that intimacy. You need that feeling. You need that deep meaning. You need to know that you're on the same page with your man. And with his Mars in Taurus, Venus opposition Mars, that's basically the battle of the sexes. And his Mars is in Taurus, which makes him, again, very security oriented. He doesn't like to change the status quo. He wants to keep things as is and peaceful. And he could be very passive, where you need a guy that's more aggressive. Now, your Mars is in Pisces, and it's making some challenging aspects to his Saturn, his Jupiter, and his Pluto. So that deals with a lot of the problem, and it explains another reason why you stay in this relationship. Mars in Pisces is prone to make sacrifices for the greater good. The problem is when you turn that sacrifice or you focus that sacrifice on the individual, you often lose. So it's often a useless sacrifice that you're making. So this ties into the tarot reading that I did. So basically, from his perspective, he feels like, he feels a lot of pressure to basically give you what you want. And he doesn't know if he really wants to, give you all that he has. And he has a lot on his plate to begin with. So he really feels like he can't give you everything that you ask for in this relationship. He sees you as the Ace of Cups. That's you being in love. That's you always wanting to rekindle what you had. That's you always wanting to revive the love or you needing that reciprocation. Now, I'm not going to get into each card, but if you want a more detailed explanation, you can email me at karma3675@aol.com. But what I will say is basically it's like this. So you're in this relationship and it's a sacrifice. You're sacrificing opportunities for real love and romance in the process of just hanging on to this guy. And he will be content with you hanging on forever. So don't think that he's ever going to change up and decide to propose to you and marry you or say, I want to break down. Let's just come together, because I don't see that happening. So you got the hangman twice in the reading dealing with your perspective of the relationship, and with the reading dealing with the advice that you need to take. So the advice is the hangman, which is basically telling you that this is a useless sacrifice and that you really need to hang it up, and that he's just keeping you hanging and that he's content to keep you hanging. And this ties directly into your numerology. Your birth number is 7. Your life path number is 7. So you're prone to enter into relationships like this where your partner just keeps you hanging and you are making this useless sacrifice, or you're just hanging in limbo, which is another manifestation of the hangman card. So basically you're just in limbo, just waiting for him to get off the fence and to make this relationship more fulfilling, to turn it into a marriage and whatnot. But the good thing is you said your rose-colored glasses are off, and that's the Queen of Swords, which came up in the reading from your perspective. So that's rose-colored glasses being off. You're dealing with this rationally and realistically. And you said you could go either way. So my advice to you is to break free from this relationship, liberate yourself, and open yourself up to new possibilities for love and romance, because you deserve it. And you spent enough time in this relationship. You said almost 10 years. So use that 10-year time frame as the time where, okay, it's time for a new cycle. 10 deals with cycles. It deals with also your destiny. It deals with monumental change. So it's time for you to make that change. So I hope you take this advice, because there's really nothing more to gain out of this relationship. And like I said, it's a useless sacrifice. And that ties into your numerology of 7. So please feel free to provide some feedback or to provide some more detailed explanation. If you don't feel comfortable discussing this in the comments section, like I said, you can email me at karma3675@aol.com. Peace and many blessings.